در یک اجلاس پارلمانی در مقر پارلمان اروپا در بروکسل که با شرکت ده‌ها تن از نمایندگان پارلمان اروپا از کشورها و گروه‌های مختلف پارلمانی برگزار شد، خانم مریم رجبی درباره اطلاع قیام سراسری مردم ایران و وضعیت در اشرف سخنرانی کرد. در این اجلاس شماری از نمایندگان در حمایت از مقاومت و قیام مردم و پایداری اشرفیان سخنانی ایراد کردند. سخنرانان ضمن محکوم کردن توطئه‌های رژیم آخوندی علیه مجاهدان اشرف بر ضرورت اجرای قطعنامه 24 آوریل پارلمان اروپا برای تضمین حقوق و حفاظت ساکنان اشرف تاکید کردند. توجه شما را به مشروع گزارش این اجلاس که به ریاست دکتر آلخو VidalQuadras نایب رئیس پارلمان اروپا برگزار شد جلب می‌کنیم.
Good morning to you all, Madam President, dear colleagues, dear friends. Thank you to you all for attending this important conference today on Iran and the democratic opposition, and especially, very especially, on the dramatic situation at Camp Ashraf in Iraq. This meeting today is organized by Friends of a Free Iran intergroup. We are very happy that the President of the National Resistance Council of Iran, our very good friend, Mrs. Mariam Rajabi, is here today as our main speaker and our special and distinguished guest. Many of us in this House share and support her vision and the political platform she represents for a future democratic Iran. I would like to convey my congratulations to the PMOI members in Ashraf and all of those here who took part in the 72 days campaign which led to the successful release of the 36 Ashraf residents who were taken hostage by the Iraqi security forces during the brutal raid end of July. In my trip to Camp Ashraf, October last year, I was there with Tune and some other colleagues, I got a first-hand experience on the PMOI and on Ashraf. Before leaving Iraq, I said Ashraf is a moral reference for democracy, not only for Iran, but for the whole region and for the world in general. Today, I would like to add and to emphasize that Ashraf is a symbol of courage and of moral strength, and they deserve all our admiration. In order to appease the regime in Iran, our governments kept the name of the PMOI on the EU blacklist for years, for many years, and made life difficult for them. But the PMOI did not lose hope and continued to fight peacefully and democratically, gathering the support of over 2,000 parliamentarians in Europe until they were removed from the blacklist this January. Their sincerity and the justice of their cause and also their will and determination made us to stand on their side. Today, the Iranian regime through some elements in the Iraqi government, is trying to forcibly displace the residents of Ashraf to remote deserts in South Iraq, where they would be surrounded by hostile forces, and that would make them very vulnerable. As a friend of a democratic and independent Iraq, I would like to remind the Iraqi government not to repeat the mistakes and bloodbath at the end of July. The world will not tolerate crimes against the defenseless and unarmed residents in Ashraf. Iraqi government has set up a committee to deal with the issue of Ashraf. But it seems that this committee is not acting independently, but under the influence of some external orientations coming from Tehran. If the Iraqi government wants to present a good impression in Europe and in this House, it should close down this committee and treat with Ashraf residents according to international humanitarian law and international human rights law. And they should implement the European Parliament resolution of 24th of April this year. Iraq should abandon the idea of forcible displacement of Ashraf residents within Iraq and immediately end its inhuman blockade of the camp and recognize the rights of the residents under the 4th Geneva Convention. The Iraqi government should instead look to the streets in Tehran and other cities in Iran and should realize that this totalitarian regime has no future and is not worth being invested on. I believe that the nationwide uprising in Iran, which is on its 6th month, will never dry out. These uprisings have proved to have deep roots within the Iranian society. In the recent rallies on 4th of November, people were shouting openly, "Down with the dictator, down with Khomeini." The Iranian people would not risk their lives in the streets in support of this or that faction within the present regime. They really want to topple the regime and to replace it with a secular and democratic republic. I would like to use this opportunity to congratulate the statements made by the historic leader of the Iranian resistance, Masoud Rajavi, on this uprising, who has actively encouraged the Ayatollahs to distance themselves from the rule of the so-called supreme leader. Many leading clerics have now rejected Khomeini and are joining the uprising, and this is indeed very encouraging for all of us. I want to finalize, Madam President, dear friends, expressing my faith in the final victory of freedom in Iran. I believe in this victory because history has proved, and we are celebrating these days the 20th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall, that totalitarian regimes collapse because they are against the true nature of human beings. And the theocratic regime of the Ayatollahs stands against everything the overall majority of Iranian people wishes. Iranians want to live in a country where they can express their opinion without fear, where dissidents are not executed and tortured, where women are not humiliated but treated in equality with men, where rulers must respond to the people. Where the wealth produced by the natural resources of the Iranian land are used for the welfare of the people and not for financing terrorism or for mad nuclear military programs. Where all religions are tolerated and respected, and where elections are clean and fair. And in this endeavor, Madam President, you will always have the members of this Parliament at your side, fighting with you, suffering with you, hoping with you, and persisting with you until the complete liberation of the Iranian people. Thank you, Mrs. President, for your dedication and unfailing commitment to the cause of freedom in your